It can be quite easy to assume that songs that are a huge hit in your country are also successful all over the world, but that's certainly not the case, and we're going to have a look at some of those songs in today's quiz. I've taken the 3 top countries that watch my videos, being the United States, United Kingdom and Australia. Sorry, Canada. We will be taking a song that was number 1 but only in that specific country, an example being ABC by the Jackson 5, which topped the US charts but only got to number 8 in the UK and 43 in Australia. To make sure we mix up the variety of music, we will also be going through the decades with this quiz by running through the number 1 of each decade from the US, starting in the 60s up to the 2010s. Then one from each decade from the UK, and then one from each in Australia. Finally ending with one from each decade that was a number 1 hit in all 3 countries, so 24 songs in total. Depending on where you're from, there will undoubtedly be songs that you aren't familiar with, as is the case with me. But it's important to remember that every song used in this quiz has been a number 1 hit in the United States according to the Billboard Hot 100, the United Kingdom according to the official charts company, and Australia according to the Kent Music Report and then the ARIA charts. All you need to do is identify each song, and maybe go for the artist as well if you want the extra challenge. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe for a bonus point. Good luck!
Green Tambourine.
Green Tambourine by the Lemon Pipers topped the charts in 1968, reaching number 7 in the UK and 3 in Australia. It's a little bit of a surprise to me that Best of My Love by The Emotions only reached number 4 in the UK and 17 in Australia. A new song to me, Kiss on My List by Hall & Oates got to number 13 in Australia and 33 in the UK.
Let me pick you up and down till you say stop. I wanna get freaky with you.
Freak Me by Silk got to number 3 in Australia, but obviously didn't have the same connection in the UK by only reaching number 46. I Believe by American Idol winner Fantasia got to number 4 in Australia but didn't even chart in the UK.
I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family, credit cards in the scammers, hitting the licks in the van. Panda. Panda, panda, panda.
Panda by Designer, with 2 eyes, has had multi-platinum certifications all over the world, but only peaked as high as number 7 in both the UK and Australia.
Jump for joy. Come on without. Come on within. You'll not see nothing like the mighty wind.
This great song, The Mighty Quinn by Manfred Mann, peaked at number 8 in Australia and 10 in the US.
Can't find a flag. If that don't suit ya, that's a drag. School's out for summer.
School's Out by Alice Cooper got to number 7 in the US, but only 22 in Australia.
You looked at me and then I blushed, 'cause I remembered I loved you so much. Do you remember me, Frankie?
Frankie by Sister Sledge got to number 10 in Australia, but the US seemed to not be fans, with it peaking at number 75. Setting Sun by the Chemical Brothers is another the US seemingly didn't enjoy, with it maxing out at number 80 and 27 in Australia.
When you first left me, I didn't know what to say. I never been on my own that way. At first, when I see you cry, it makes me smile.
Lily Allen's Smile got to number 14 in Australia and 49 in the US.
One, don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling 'cause he's drunk and alone. Two, I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em.
New Rules by Dua Lipa was the most successful of the UK number ones, by reaching number 6 in the US and number 2 in Australia.
Black roof country, no gold pavement, tired starling. In a white room with black curtains.
The first Australian number one in this quiz is this fantastic song White Room by Cream, which peaked at number 6 in the US and 28 in the UK.
I asked my love to take a walk. Down by the banks of the Ohio.
Banks of the Ohio by Olivia Newton-John peaked at number 6 in the UK, but didn't have much success in the US, barely charting at all at number 94.
My life was fine, till she blew my mind. I'm in love with the other woman.
The Other Woman by Ray Parker Jr. peaked at number 4 in the US, but didn't chart at all here in the UK.
And I'd give up forever to touch you. To see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand.
Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls still did quite well, reaching number 9 in the US and 3 in the UK.
But I don't wanna stay too long sometimes. I want a brand new day. Anywhere's good enough. Hook me up.
Despite Hook Me Up by the Veronicas doing so well in the Australian charts, it didn't make it at all to the US or UK.
Didn't understand you were waiting as I dove into the waterfall. So say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo.
Geronimo by Shepherd did better than the previous song, but still only got to 36 and 53 in the US and UK. Now moving on to the songs that got to number 1 in all 3 countries, so perhaps should be significantly more recognisable.
I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love.
Originally, Something Stupid was recorded by C. Carson Parks and Gail Foote, with this iconic cover by Frank and Nancy Sinatra coming a year later.
Skinned our hearts and skinned our knees. Goodbye, my friend, it's hard to die. I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks is actually an English adaptation of a Belgian song, originally translated to mean The Dying Man.
Want me all around, the one you said I could do without. Papa, don't preach, I'm in Jody. Papa, don't preach.
It's no real surprise that Papa Don't Preach topped all three charts whilst Madonna was arguably in the prime of her career.
My baby, it don't matter if you're black or white.
Black or White by Michael Jackson got to number 1 in at least 30 main charts worldwide.
When you need me there, with you I'll always share. Because you can stand under my umbrella. Ella, eh.
The 2007 collaboration of Rihanna and Jay-Z saw Umbrella achieve multiple platinum certifications all over the world.
Oh, her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Cause you're amazing, just the way you are.
Just the Way You Are was the first solo number 1 for Bruno Mars, which no doubt contributed to his ever-growing popularity. And that was a look at how number 1s can differ between regions and generations. How many did you recognise and which song was your favourite? Let me know in the comments and like and subscribe if you want to see more quizzes. Thank you very much for playing along and I'll see you again soon for another Squiz.